Hello, friends! Welcome to another episode of the Super Otome world, where you are on this journey with me, Gwen, and my co-host,
Wintie!
Hello! And so Wintie found this really cute, 30 question thing about Otome. So we're gonna go through them. We've both glanced at it, but we thought, you know what, let's just go on for the ride and just answer them as they are and as they come, and we're just gonna wing it today.
You know, we just gotta do it sometimes, you know?
Sometimes you just don't want to put in a whole bunch of research before doing something. And sometimes it's fun to just read through these and be like, what? Then there is a special question at the end, where I thought we could add a little discussion at the end. So let's dive right into this. So these are I didn't put the period after the three. Oh well. And hopefully none of these words are spelled incorrectly because there's no spell check in OBS. So
We see a spelling mistake. Favotite.
So where is it at?
Favotite, and number 3. What, do you have a Favotite artist?
Oh. Already there's an issue. Oh well. That's what you get for typing it up and just being like, I got this in the bag. Spell check has ruined us. Spell check and autocorrect.
Oh yeah.
We're so reliant on that. But anyway, how did you get into Otome? I think we kind of answered this question in our intro video.
Yeah. But I mean, we can go over it again.
Absolutely. I mean, how I got into it, I played Mystic Messenger.
Yeah, and how I got into it is I was watching Reverse Harems and found out, oh, there's such thing as the Otome games. Yep. And my friend actually was the one who told me that there was mobile games available on the phone, which I didn't know about at first. Because I didn't think I'll ever be able to play the Otome games in English. And then I looked up the mobile games, mostly Voltage Inc. games, and that's where I started. And, you know, that's where we started.
And then question number 2, what attracts you to a game? I don't know. Because I'm not... So, I guess, obviously, when you first are always looking at something, it's always visuals. People are like, oh, well, a cover doesn't tell you anything about a book, or you can't judge a book by its cover. But a cover can definitely do a lot for you. Especially when it's a visual novel, when it's based off of, a story presented you. I mean, that's how I explain Otome games or visual novels. I say it's a book presented to you visually.
Yeah, for me, it's mostly just how the characters look like, the guys mostly, especially for Otome. That's what attracts me to a game. I see it, oh my god, this guy looks cute, what's his name? Picks it up, and that's where I start.
And it is always a plus, too, when the MC also looks cute, too.
Oh yeah, they look pretty, you know, they're like, oh my god, this is gonna be such a good story, and then you just pick it up.
Yep. And then, but also that can be also deceiving because I've downloaded some games and I thought, oh, this is going to be cute. And I started playing this game and I was like, nope. But I'm not much of a mobile Otome game person. The only ones that actually stuck to me was Mystic Messenger, even though I haven't done any of the, I haven't done V's route. I haven't done Unknown's route. But I've done the entirety of the original content of the game. And then there's Mr. Love. Mobile. I tried to play the Afterlife game, but I don't know. And I tried A3. I tried several times with A3 and I just could not get into it. I wish I could. I feel like I would like the story in A3 better than the actual gameplay of it, but it's also hard to play a game when you only like half of the elements of the game.
Yeah, I haven't played A3. I haven't played, was it the one you said?
Afterlife.
Yeah, I haven't played that one yet either.
Afterlife?
Cybers mostly.
Oh, okay. So Afterlife, you would probably understand what I'm about to say. So, or anyone who's played this game, it reminds me a little bit of elements or themes from Black Butterfly.
Oh, okay.
Because they're killing spirits or killing evil spirits, I think is, I can't remember. I think they call it something else, but it's pretty much they're killing evil spirits. And when they kill it, it turns into butterflies. And they put it into a kaleidoscope.
Well, that's totally the same thing as like the butterfly. What the heck?
And when they fill there's each, because they're reapers. I mean, they're not killing people or anything like that, but they're like cleansing evil spirits and dead spirits that are still wandering type thing. So they're taking care of the spirits that don't want to like go in the afterlife. So they get rid of or they cleanse them or whatever. Turns into a butterfly. They fill their kaleidoscope, and then they get a wish. So it's very, very similar to like the basics of that game. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the same as Black Butterfly because Black Butterfly is kind of, I wouldn't say trippy, but it's definitely not a happy place that you want to be.
Oh no, but you know, guys, that's what makes it happy.
Exactly. So, I mean, it looks visually very, very good, and I do really, really like that they have both a full Japanese cast and a Korean cast. And one of the Korean voice actors is the same guy who did 707. I was like, I'm gonna have to, maybe that will change my whole outlook. I'm gonna have to pick him as my favorite character, and I'm gonna have to change it to Korean and not play the Japanese version.
Maybe.
But it's really visually, that's how it really attracts us to a game. But I feel like the game itself is what keeps us in the game. Like, is it a good game?
Yeah, but what attracts you very first, though, is the visual. So, the guys, you know, mostly the guys.
Usually the visual.
I think that's what it means.
And then if the background music has to be tolerable. Because I played I played one on the Switch, or I played two different ones on the Switch, and I just can't, because they're originally mobile games that they ported to the Switch, and I just can't do it. The music is so
You just have
bad.
some, like, mobile, like, I don't know, what's the word, like mobile, like, I can't even think of the word anymore.
Mobile game music usually is not that great, especially when it's like a voltage that uses a lot of like generic type background music. Like it's really cheap, like MIDI type music, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's
kind
not
of like elevator music.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. Do you have a favorite tight artist?
My answer for that is no. I just kind of like whatever the art has to look nice and appealing to me. If it doesn't look nice and appealing to me, I won't pick it up. Which I feel kind of bad because I know there are probably some good games out there that, you know, the art's just not really, you know, appealing to me, but the story will be really, really good. But it's very much the art that draws me into it. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I really don't have a favorite artist.
Because I know you try to watch my streams of Akash, and then you just, for you weren't grasped by it because of the art, and it wasn't your art style.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad because it seemed like a pretty good story. It was hard for me to kind of look past the artwork, and like there's been also a couple of other games that I picked up and I just had to drop just because I just could not grasp the art. Mm-hmm. So,
and I feel like that's really common. There are so many different art styles, so I feel like there's an Otome game for everyone out there, even if you're not like a diehard Otome fan, or someone who plays Otome a lot like we do, or who are actively looking for newer Otome style or new Otome games. So I mean, definitely Akash wasn't the traditional, I guess you could say, Otome art style, which is going to be an anime type of art style. There's a lot of different art styles even within Japan. Like there's like the traditional anime, and then there's going to be like Bad Apple Wars is slightly different type of art style. Like they're just, the way the characters are designed is very, very different. It's very like I don't know, it reminded me of a game, what's it called? It's a Square Enix game. It was on the DS, and then it ported to the Switch recently. It's an
There's
RPG.
plenty of games.
I know there's a lot of those. I can't remember what it was. But like that it kind of reminds me of that. It would be, and then like Sweet Fuse, I think on the PSP, and also it's also digital on the Vita, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I haven't played that, but that one is very, very different type of art style. Um,
I remember even with Color X Malice, I was not exactly sure what I thought of the artwork when I first saw it. And that's kind of like, that's an actual Japanese brand. It threw me off, but I got used to it as I played it.
Yeah, it's a very like, what's the word? What's a good word for that? It's a very like mature anime art style. So when you first see it and you see like the guns and they're detective and it's kind of like, oh, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't, I'm usually not the kind of person who like gravitates towards like detective type anime. So I was like, I don't know. And the Scarlet 7 or 7 Scarlet.
Oh yeah.
That art style is different too. I almost didn't buy that game because I didn't know if I was going to like the art style at all, but they had, enamel pens that were supposed to come with them. And I thought, sure, I collect enamel pens. I'd love Otome themed enamel pens.
Not enamel pens. Those were so cheap. They were terrible. And I felt so let down when I got them. I was like, this is what I bought. I mean, I love all the games, don't get me wrong. But when I first got that, I was like, thinking an extra like little special thing wouldn't be bad. And they were cheap. They were so cheap.
Well, there's supposedly an enamel pen that comes in the Color and Malice Unlimited fan disc. So
we shall
pretty sure it's going to be the same. If it is going to be the same, I'm going to write them an email and say, I don't want to be rude. I appreciate this release, but I think you should know the difference between enamel pens and different types of pens. I think it's called like a screen or top image screen something. I can't remember. I looked it up once. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, it's nope. Moving on. Moving on from my rant. Let's hope I don't have any more spelling errors. Hey, question number 4. What game or okay. What game or game series makes you the most hyped? It's kind of hard to answer this since it's like there's not a lot of like Otome games, especially like series wise. I feel like series wise we have like Color and Malice, but we don't even have the second game out yet. There's Code Realize, which is all localized. There's kind of like the psychedelic games that are very, very loosely linked to each other, but I wouldn't consider that a series.
Yeah, I don't know. For the English one, we really don't like our English localizations. We really don't have like a game series or like
right.
Yeah,
I mean, game series that right. It's hard to say. Like a game that makes me hyped. I mean, I really like Code Realize. I mean, anything. Because I guess since we don't get a lot of localization, we usually get a variety of them. And I guess I'm really excited for Cafe Enchante because this is the first Otome game that we've had localized in the United States. That is like a big box type of Otome game that has like supernatural beings in it. So that I'm pretty excited for.
Yeah, like if I have to think of like series that are not here per se that we would love to actually be here, I would say the game that really gets me is like Dance with Devils. I really want that game.
Or the wolf one.
Oh, that one looks good too. Yeah. I like Diabolic Lovers too, even though it's like a it's a trashy anime. But I love my trash.
Sometimes you just need that. Sometimes you just need that. You know what I mean? Like I love the fluff, I love the angst, and I love the kink all the same.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would be nice to get an Otome game localized here that was maybe a little bit edgier. I feel like Color and Malice is. But I still wanted that really spiciness. Like it was edgy because of the themes in the game, but I really wanted that like spice. You
It looks like we
know,
may be getting that in Unlimited, though. I've seen some CGs and
yes, I have. There was someone said, people who are looking for suspense and mystery in the Fandis for Color and Malice will be sorely mistaken because it is heavy on the romance. And I was like, thank you, God. Yes, that is what I wish. That is what I want. This is what I look for. I love those scenes where it's like gets real steamy and you're like, yes, and it's just like
oh!
it's like victory. Like that's all you want in life is you just want that victory lap. Like that's
I guess kind of what we're into Otome
like
for,
a game,
you know?
A game element, or I guess we could change it to like what elements in these games do you enjoy? Like, I love it when I don't like awkward situations unless it's funny, because it makes me feel awkward.
Yeah.
But I love those like, oh, hello, sir. How are you doing? I like those moments.
Oh yeah, me too.
It just, I mean, because it's a romance. Come on, give me some juicy content. That's all I want.
Yes,
in life.
it's kind of what we're into Otome for in the first place,
right?
You know, it's like the romance is kind of like the main purpose of it. You know, no matter how many people try to go ahead and say it's not the main purpose of the stories for Otome, it is. That's what we're there for. So I love the spicy scenes, and it makes me so happy to see them. And so, yes.
And when you get it, you're like, yes! And someone's like, what's wrong with you? You're like, nothing.
Nothing. Don't look at me.
Go about your business. There's nothing to see here. Use my Jedi mind tricks. There's nothing to see here. Go about your business. And then what is the first game that you've played? It's kind of like the first question. I mean, what got you into Otome? Obviously, the first game you played is going to get you into the Otome. No, I mean, maybe. I don't know. Well, no, because you said Reverse Harem's what kind of perked your interest to get into
what
Otome.
got me into it. My first game that I played... So, like, for mobile games, like I said, was Be My Princess in the opening thing. But if I had to, like, say an actual first, like, console game I played, it was Norn 9. Yeah.
Okay. Mine was app, Mystic Messenger, obviously. Like, console-type game, or big box game, I guess is what you would call it, was Amnesia. Because the first month I had my Vita, I got PlayStation Plus, and the free game that was on for the Vita was Amnesia. I was like, this is what I came here for. This is why I wanted the Vita. Was for Otome. Like, literally, that's why I really wanted the Vita. I did not tell my husband that, but that's what I wanted it for. And that was
he doesn't have to know.
He doesn't need to know. So, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then it's also very interesting because comparing it to the second game, which the next month the free game was Code Realize, so I played that one as well. And they're very polar opposites the way you play it. Like the game mechanics, especially the main character, night and day.
Yeah, Misha, she really doesn't have a personality. She's kind of just like a wet wipe.
She doesn't say anything.
And then in Code Realize, she does. She has a personality in Code Realize. Like,
yes, and she, like, when I was first playing it, I was like, oh my god, she has lines. I was not expecting this. So yeah, those were our first games, both mobile and console, I guess you could say, wise. Question number 6. What is the title of the first Otome you purchased?
Well, I kind of just said in the last one.
Norn 9.
Actually, well, yeah, Norn 9, first title console I purchased, and then I played, Voltage Inc. games, if nobody knows how they work, is you pay to play every single route you do. So they have the stories divided within main story, epilogue, another epilogue, season 2, main story, epilogue, and they have like specials that you can purchase as you go. And each one's like $3.99 for like the main stories, $2.99 for like the epilogues, and any extras like $2.99, and then like $3. You know, it's the same thing for each one. So I started with Voltage Inc. games, like I said, and Be My Princess. So I paid. First one was Wilfred, and I would pay for every single story I paid for him. So
that's too much. That's more than like like buying an actual Otome game like on a system. I feel
Hmm.
like that's and you don't get good music. Most of the time they're not voiced at all.
You know.
So like and now I don't know if anyone who's listened to this has saw the article or their statement where they completely fired an entire group of people working on a game and their way of defending of firing or letting these people go was they didn't freelancers aren't part of their company. So what? So they literally fired an entire group of people working on a single game for all their writers. What? Your games are based off of writing. How can you not support writers properly? Like I can't get behind that. I
Yeah.
deleted all of their games off my wish list on the Switch. I was like, nope, 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 will not support. I'm so glad I never bought one.
Well, I
I can't
started
support that.
with how they were, before. Like they definitely Voltage Inc. If nobody else knows, they're very kind of like
Money grab?
for me, the mic grabbers. They also are kind of like they killed their own fandom.
They did.
In a way, I see it like because like I, for example, I'm an AMV editor, right? So I like to make videos and stuff like that, and so like I enjoy the content. I like to make CG music videos, and a lot of people do that. And Voltage Inc. doesn't want any other CGs out, so they would constantly go on and just like flag you for no apparent reason,
Because they
you
can't
had to
get
take it
money.
out. And and also with people like reviewing the games as well. I know there was a girl called on YouTube, Kayla is Lovely or something like that, and she was just doing like a Voltage, what her top 5 Voltage Inc. games are, and she was just putting pictures of like the game, so people can kind of see what she was talking about,
So just
and
like a
they
guy
flagged
saying
her
like,
for that.
oh my god. So it's just them
Yeah,
saying like, hey beautiful or something, not even like a CG. And it was just like a screenshot of like one of the characters saying like, hey beautiful or something, and then they would just like nope. Was it like something like that?
yeah, it was just literally a picture, just kind of showing like the picture, like of the characters, like like the when you open up an app, have like a main
okay, so
screen.
like a cover picture or something.
Yeah, like a cover picture, and she got in trouble.
Oh my god. So the world of YouTube, if no one has ever done a YouTube video or done anything, it's annoying as shit. I don't have a big following. I don't monetize. I can't even monetize. I don't have the option to do that. I have been flagged for the stupidest of things. Like, it's not a strike or anything. It's just, I guess, like a warning. I don't know. There's 2 different versions. I can't remember what this is called. But it's not a copyright strike. But I've gotten literally flagged for, like, me streaming, like a video of me streaming a game. One of them was from, I won't even say the company name because I'm scared to say the company name. They'll flag this or something. But they said it was because of the song. And it's literally, you can't even hear the song because it's the entire like 30-second part of is just me talking over the game, and you can't really hear the game at all. And the title of the song that they put on is a song that I can't remember. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. You can just ignore those. Those don't really affect your channel at all. So it's just mind blowing what YouTube allows other people to get away with.
Yeah.
Like, technically, Wintie could go on and flag this if she wanted to and say it was her content.
Yeah, I could, and then go and look at the
Even
strike
if
over
right,
it,
even if she has no proof, and then I have to go through the system and do all this, and then if they find it that I've done it fraudulently, then I can get a copyright strike, and then I could potentially lose my channel. It's the stupidest thing. Anyway,
It used to be different though, back in the day. But let's go on.
it was easier, but now it just feels like everyone's tiptoeing. But okay, moving on. We keep getting distracted. Moving on. What is the first game that you've played? Oh, we did that. Okay. What is the title of the first?
We already did that too.
Okay.
We're on.
We're done.
Moved on.
Number 7. What game are you currently playing?
Color X Malice, hands down.
Replaying. She said
Well, yes, I'm replaying Color X Malice right now.
She got super hyped with everyone else playing it on the Switch since it recently came out. She's like, I'm going to replay it on my Vita.
Yeah, trying to get all the trophies, so.
I am doing some odd and end things in the first fan disc for Code Realize. I'm actually playing. I think I'm almost done with Sherlock Holmes. But I'm the kind of person where if I turn off the lights and I'm reading, like I'll be asleep in like 5 minutes. It's bad. And I'll be like, get cozy in my bed. I start reading the game, and I'm like, I'll fall asleep. So like it's taking me forever, even though his route is really not that long. But I just got to a part where he's not wearing a shirt, and I was like thoroughly entertained. I was like, woohoo, you go! Sherlock Holmes, whatever his other nickname is.
That part really cracked me up in Code Realize, just to figure out that he was Sherlock Holmes, but he was literally, like, I thought they just did that to avoid copyright, but then he actually was Sherlock Holmes.
So
changing it to Sherlock.
So like, what the heck? Actually, I can't remember the exact story, but there is actually where there's a Sherlock Holmes, and someone literally made a Sherlock Holmes as well. Like that, this is actual literacy at work that they put in the game. Like this actually happened.
Oh my god.
To avoid copyright. I'm pretty sure it's to avoid plagiarism and copyright. I mean, this was like eons ago. I can't remember exactly the story, but because I looked it up and I was like, no way. And I looked it up, I was like, because all of them are based off of like MP Barbicane is a character in a book where he wants to go to the moon. And, of course, Arsene Lupin, we know that. Van Helsing, Von Frankenstein, Saint Germain, like, we all know those. But, like, literally, that was, like, the case, which is really funny that they put it in the game, like, did that. The more you know. So, that's the games we were playing. So this is also weird. The last game you played, I guess the last game you, like, finished or said, I'm done playing that game?
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. I finished Code Realize before I started replaying Color X Malice.
I finished, it's kind of funny because the last game I finished, Otome-wise, was Color and Malice, so it's like we switched.
We're just switching.
We switched. And then what kind of themes do you like? Steamy themes.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I also do like mystery.
So the past couple games that we've gotten localized, I feel like they've been kind of like very heavy. And I really just want like, we don't really have like a fluff game. Yeah, we don't have like,
we don't.
Cute fluff. I kind of hope that's what Cafe Enchante is, but I feel like that's just a facade.
And I'm pretty sure it has dark
going to happen. And the other one is about the mafia, so I know that's not going to be fluff.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I guess the Unlimited fan disc, we've heard, the whole romance. It's heavy.
That's going to be steamy, though, not going to be fluff. Maybe Enomoto fluff. We'll see.
It can be steamy and fluffy. I mean, the bed's fluffy, no?
I guess that's a way to put it.
My God. Hair can be fluffy, no?
Oh, yeah, it could be,
Someone's tushy can be fluffy. We're going to get in trouble. Do you have a favorite OST track?
OST track.
I really, really, really like the opening song for the second Code Realize game. I believe it's the second one. And I really, really,
I think
really,
for me,
really like
OST track. Psychedelic of the Black Butterfly. I like the OST track for that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I also really like the song in Bad Apple Wars. I don't want to say it because I feel like it gives it like this, but there's a song that someone sings in the game.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah,
and I really like that.
I like the opening song for that one too, Bad Apple Wars. Yes. Oh gosh,
it's so good. It used to be on Spotify. Someone uploaded it on Spotify, but I don't think it is anymore.
Sad days.
I need to buy that CD just so I can like have that on my phone, just so I can listen to it.
Yeah, such a good song.
It is. Question number 11. Do you prefer having minigames or no?
No.
I guess it depends on the minigame. I don't mind them. Like, the one in Psychedelica wasn't too bad because it kind of went with the game.
I got competitive during it. It pissed me off the first time I played it.
Oh, no. That's why she doesn't want it to want... Is that why you don't play many, like, actual big system games? Because you're too
they pissed me off so much.
So we have learned the truth. Why she won't play anything but Otome games on consoles is because she's too competitive. And she gets angry. You sound like me. I get sometimes very violent in games. Like, there's this online game I play every once in a while called Warframe. And you're essentially a ninja alien. I mean, I don't know how else to... I mean, you literally move like an alien. You can, like, run up the wall. I mean, like a ninja. You can run up the walls. You're flipping. You literally move like a ninja in that game. So one time I was playing this... I used to play a different online game, and I was playing it with somebody that I used to play that other game with. And I was like, hey, you should try this game. So we're playing. And I was like, die, you boy, get off. And he's like... I don't know if I want to play games with you anymore. You're quite violent. And I was like, I'm just getting into this, man. I mean, I'm blowing their heads off right and left, and I'm getting all those headshots. I'm getting those extra points. And he's like, okay.
It's hard not to get that way again. I know I played lots of, like, you know,
and then
competitive
you get so angry,
games.
you fall down a hole, and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
You fall down the same hole 10 times, you're like, God damn it.
Just playing Sonic, I get like that too. I'm like, no! Yeah. I just like stop playing Sonic because I can't do it. I just can't get past this one stupid part. So yeah,
the truth comes out. She's angry. She's human.
So that's why I don't
or
like
Mario
games.
Kart. Oh, I can get super competitive in Mario Kart, especially when you're in first place. You keep getting hit with the freaking blue shells, or you're like jumping over a hole and someone hits you with a shell and you fall in the hole. You're like, fucking Toad.
Oh god,
we're just competitive. We play Otome to like soothe our souls. Okay, question number 12. Do you have a game that you would play again? Collar and Malice.
Duh, Collar X Malice. But I think I would play every other game again. Like, I don't... As long as I enjoyed it the first time around, I will play it again. Just because, you know, it's... You always find something new when you play a game again. Because, like, or your thoughts change.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's true, because I replayed... I rewatched Diabolic Lovers, and when I first watched that, I hated everything about it. But then I rewatched this, and I was like, this is just super amazing trash. I guess it's because I didn't understand the whole, like, world of, like, trashy anime, and then when I rewatched it, and I, like, knew, I was like, this is what this is. Mama likes.
Some people either like or hate Diabolic Lovers. There's no in between, I think.
I think once you understand, you'll love it. Once you understand the purpose of it. And the purpose is just to be trashy, and it's amazing.
Yeah, this is great.
So, what are your recommendations for Otome games?
Oh. Recommendations.
I have different recommendations for different things. If it's somebody who wants to really dive deep into Otome, I definitely recommend Code Realize, because I feel like Cardia is such a very good MC.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a very good personality, and she is very independent, I feel, and I feel like that's very important with these types of games, is to have a very strong female role, because it's so easy to have a game like this where the female is just make her super boring, because it's not about her, it's about romancing the boys. And I feel like, yes, you do romance the boys in Code Realize, but it is about Cardia.
Yeah.
It's about her journey. So that's what I really enjoy. And then you learn about the boys as you go, depending on what route, obviously, you learn about them. But it's still doesn't take the focus away from Cardia, and it's like how she affects the characters as you progress in each route. So I think that is very, very important, and I think that's a good impression for the Otome genre. Another game that I like to recommend is Bad Apple Wars, because it is so different, but it also has, especially someone who like a very popular anime, Angel Beats. I feel like they could relate certain things about Angel Beats with this game. So I feel like it's a good connection because a lot of people like Angel Beats and have seen Angel Beats. So I feel like that's a good one for someone to like who maybe are like, I don't really want something too romancy. And it's like, okay, we'll try this one. This one's a little bit different because I feel like it's not super romancy.
Bad Boys, yeah, it's kind of like the romance, like, just kind of like touches like near the end.
Touches.
Shut up.
If you played it, you get it, but I won't spoil it because it just play it. It's definitely worth hunting down a Vita to be able to play it because I don't think they're going to port it. I don't think they'll port that. If they do, it's going to be like a random game like we don't know what's happening next year, but that will be later on. Let's move on before we just derail ourselves again. Do you have a favorite CG from a game?
Favorite CG from a game?
That's
all the CGs are so pretty from every single game. I think
so.
I do like number 9 CGs a lot, though. Not gonna lie, because they're very pastel-y and kind of colorful and stuff like that. And I kind of like that.
I have not started that. It's very intimidating to start that game because there are so many routes. Like that's what I feel like. I feel so intimidated to like start that game because of that. But I just need to just do it.
Yeah, I mean, we're planning to play that one together eventually. Nord 9 has a lot of routes to go through, but I played Kakaru's route, and it was just very pastel-y, and like that's kind of like makes it really pretty to see the artwork.
Ooh, makes it feel a little bit more magical and non-realistic and just kind of like a fantasy world.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds pretty. I really like. I'm trying to like explain it without spoiling it. It's in the the first fan disc for Code Realize. It's an Impy's route.
I finished the first fan disc. I mean, all the main characters routes at least.
All I will say is he's in the shower.
Oh, that one.
That one's great. I also really, really like the extra CG because in Color and Malice, once you finish like all the different endings for each character, you get like a bonus CG that has nothing to do with the game or anything. It's just like a cute little CG. I really, really, I'm forgetting his name again. Help me.
Which one?
Donut Boy.
Oh yes, Takaru.
I like his extra CG. I think that one's super, super cute. And it's super pastel-y, and I love his outfit. And I think he's just super adorable in that. I also really... I have to look up... it's hard to say because in Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly, they technically have 2 names.
Oh, yeah. That one had really good too, and that was like art style. It's like a Black Butterfly was like it's a very opposite of pastel-y. It was like more darker colors. It was
like watercolors almost.
Yeah, it was really pretty too. I liked that game a lot.
Yes, I would not mind them having another game with these kind of psychedelic type games. His Nick Karasuba.
The blonde-haired guy?
Yes. I would not mind a fan disc to be able to get a little bit more of him.
I want a fan disc for that one. I need more Hikage in my life, okay?
Dude, of course you would like the one that I find creepy. You always like the ones that I find creepy. Dude.
I liked him a lot, okay? Like that scene when that picture he has, he like turns his like eyes red, and like I was like, oh! Spoils.
You would always. There's a CG with Karasuba that I really like.
Is it the ending one?
The what?
One of the ending ones.
No, it's one of the edgy ones.
Edgy ones? Is that the one where
he's like in the room all by himself with her, and he gets like super kind of like...
Oh, that. The one kind of like... Yeah, I know what you're... Yep.
Yeah, I was like...
Of course you would like that. I don't know how you like him. I didn't like him.
See, it's I never like I always like the ones that people are like, really? I wouldn't imagine you liking that character, and I was like, yep. Little about me. I also there's a CG with Yamato, one of the very first ones when I guess he's turning. I don't really I mean it's at the very beginning of the game. It's like common route, but it's like he's being overtaken. I don't remember exactly how to explain it. It's been so long. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I do.
I also really like the background music with that. It's very like pretty and very like I don't know how to explain it, like crystally. I don't know.
That's why I said that Psychedelica has like my favorite OST. Not the second one. Not Ashen Hawk, but Black Butterfly, yeah.
Ashen Hawk is so hard to get through. All I want is more Levy. That's all I want. I want a fan disc just of Levy. That's all I want. I don't want anything else. Just Levy.
I really didn't like any other characters in that one. Like, I liked Takage a lot. I liked Levy, but like, I don't think I liked anybody else. Like, you would think I would like, what was his name? Lugus? Yeah, but I really didn't like him that much.
I feel like I could see you that being, but I could understand why you don't like him. He's kind of a wet paper bag a little bit. Like he doesn't think about himself. He doesn't think for himself very often, or that like random extra character you get towards the end.
Yeah,
I kind of liked him, but like I also can't believe the romance between them because he like comes in so late in the game, and it's like I don't understand.
Yeah, I totally agree there.
Let's move on before we get even more.
I keep derailing.
Spoiler. We're going into spoiler territory. We gotta. I should have put a thing at the beginning of this. I mean, like there potentially will be spoilers.
I can add that.
I'll just add a little pop up, just like warning. Question number 15. What moment made you emotional?
Oh, okay. I have perfect moment to go ahead and say now because I just replayed it.
Is it spoiler?
It's probably a spoiler.
Okay, probably a spoiler for what game?
Color X Malice.
Okay,
of course.
Skip over
like
so 3 or 4 minutes.
Bad in.
Who's bad in?
Okay.
Which one? Who's bad?
K is bad end. Yeah.
K.
Oh,
I was.
K Okazaki.
I was slow.
Oh, his bad end. Like I cried so much with how it was, because like how he. Spoiler, how he was, he wanted to like, die in his route. He wanted to have his ending to be, like a reason, a good justifiable end to his life, but how Ichika made him want to live, and stuff like that, and be together with her, and like get rid of that mindset of just wanting to die. And then at the end of his tragic end and stuff like that, Ichika dies protecting him, and then Zero, the evil dude, like kills Kay as he's crying over there. But he's like, I don't want to die. I've made a promise to her, but I want to die. And I was just feeling so. I was like, no, Kay. That part made me so emotional.
Oh no, I don't know if I have like. I don't know if I have one that made me overly emotional. Like things that make me overly emotional. Are like, so I'm pretty sure like everyone says it, but it's like the first 2 minutes of Up made me emotional. If you ever watched a movie, there's a stop motion movie called like Kubo and the 2 strings or Kubo and the something string. I can't really remember. That made me ugly cry at the end so much. So. Okay, I think I know. Okay, so also, it's a recent anime-ish in the past couple of years. It's called Sweetness and Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched that one?
No, I have not.
So it's about a dad and his little girl, and she doesn't have a mom. Her mom died, and like stuff like that. Like especially when it's like. There's a lot of stories where it's like, oh, my mom died when I was young. And it's kind of like, they don't really like graze over it. But it's like the dad has like moments where he's like, I just want to create a good life for her. And I'm just like, because like anything that like deals with like parents dying or like people getting emotional over having like a lost one of like a soulmate or like a parent, I lose it. I lose it every time. Because, like, my mom passed away. It was years and years ago, but it's just like, I feel like I can relate to that so much that it gets to me so bad. Like, it just, I ugly cry every time. Like, that anime made me ugly cry. Like, it's just, that's what makes me emotional. Like, that is always, every time, ugly cry. But so far in Otome, I have not cried yet. That doesn't mean that it won't happen.
It'll happen eventually.
Probably. And it's probably going to be super random, and everyone's going to be like, why'd you cry at that? And I'll be like, I don't know, because I'm a hot mess. So, yeah. Parents dying, that's what makes me sad. Do you have a favorite ending? Let's go for favorite ending. Does it have to be a good ending?
Do you have a fave ending?
How about a favorite good ending and a favorite bad ending?
Okay. I'm trying to remember some endings here in my head right now.
I'll tell you about a good ending or a good.
Okay.
My favorite bad ending, because it just made it made. We discussed this before we recorded. But Shirishi's like tragic ending. Holy shit! That made that. Whoa! I was like, what? What? I was like, okay, sir. Oh, this is...
Yeah, the ending CG. Oh, God.
Oh, girl. Ooh, that's like a whole new level. I was like, oh, okay. I have to look up his name. It's in, Bad Apple Wars. Satoru? I think it's Satoru, right? Satoru's the one that studies all the time. Yes, Satoru.
Satoru.
I loved his ending. I didn't think I was going to like his route, like, at all. But, like, once you get more into his route, his ending, I absolutely loved. I loved his ending. I thought his ending was the sweetest ending. In my opinion.
Let's see. For me... God, it's hard to remember like all the endings. Like played so much,
and then you're trying to like go through the backlog. You're like, am I gonna miss something?
Like I don't know. My brain's just like all over the place right now. But I really liked the good ending in it's kind of a little sad though too. But in Seven Scarlet, there's a character I really liked. Toa is his name, and he's the guy with kind of like seaweed type of hair with glasses. Like I really liked his ending. It was like probably one of my favorites because it touched. It was such a touching kind of sad ending though too. And then I liked for my favorite bad end. Definitely Shirishi's as well.
Hands down.
Just
highly recommend doing. Well, I don't recommend doing his route first, but if you could do his route first, highly recommend for his bad end.
Like if you haven't played through the bad ends, definitely suggest his possibly first.
Yes.
Just say.
And then question number 17: who is / are your favorite heroine or heroines?
Favorite hero. So I'm pretty sure we both agree on this one. Cardia.
Yeah,
it's definitely one of our favorites. I also really like Ichika. She's definitely got a backbone to her, and I really like her like that. She's like, she has her own form of justice, and she sees to it. So I really like her too. She's got a really strong personality.
Okay. I'm trying to think of. I mean, most of the games that we have are pretty good. I mean, obviously minus Amnesia because she doesn't have a personality at all. Definitely, I feel like Cardia is top tier. I think also... It's hard to pick because like there's always something where I'm like, but is she a good character? I mean, the main character in Mr. Love, she's not too bad. She's a little dumb sometimes, but she's not. She's mostly solid. I would say she's about like a 75% of a solid character. But she makes really dumb decisions. So that would be only my thing, is she doesn't listen and she's always doing things she's not supposed to, and she just makes it worse. That's my
Oh,
issue
yeah.
with her. But she's not bad. I guess the thing is also she's not scared to do what she feels is right, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Who are your top 5 characters?
Boy-wise? Yeah, probably boy-wise.
Yeah.
Top 5 boy characters. I'll just choose one from each game. Let's go with that.
Okay.
So, Hikage. I also really like Lupin. Yanagi. I like him a lot too.
Mm.
Let me see. That's 3. Who else do I have like that? I liked Elma.
Really?
I liked Elma. And I also liked in Seven Scarlet, I really liked the brother in that one. Just saying.
I like your laugh. You're like you can come in my bedroom anytime.
That was not as creepy though as Period Cube, just saying.
I still need to play that. I need to just like, you know what? I feel like this fall and winter is going to be like Otome. I'm just going to go head first and just do everything.
You should. I've been doing the same thing, you know?
Well, now once I finally move, I'll be able to like, I'll have more time because I'm not packing or moving or doing something along those lines.
True, yeah.
So my favorite characters, Levy. Oh, I love Levy. Love, love, love. I would make an eat-a bag of him if there was enough merch, but I've tried. There's not. There's like maybe 5 can badges. I guess I could make like a little eat-a bag.
I make him like a little tiny purse one.
See, it's so hard because I like making big, bulky, obnoxious ones. It's just cram all the shit in there. That's what I like to do. I do like Levy. I really like Impy. I really like, you're surprised, the Karasuba. I liked him a lot. How many do I have? Was that 3? 4?
Yeah, that's 3.
3. And I also like, I'm just going to call him Donut Boy. That's his name. I mean, that's the best name for him. Donut Boy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cranky old man Donut Boy. One more. Oh, Kent. I love Kent from Amnesia.
Oh, he's a good one. I keep forgetting about
Hero.
Amnesia.
It's hard to pick. I know. Well, it's hard. It's easy to. It's easy for to get amnesia. The pun.
We're so bad.
We're bad. Okay, we're on to the next slide, which is who is / are your favorite side characters?
Favorite side characters.
I really like the bunny girl and Black Butterfly.
The bunny girl. Oh yeah, I liked her too.
There's not that many like side characters that would like make an impression. Like I was thinking about Mr. Love, but you don't really.
I do like Mochida. Mochida and Mukai and Sakuragawa, Color X Malice. They're also funny.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh. I know who I like in Color and Malice. Oh, you probably said his name. Hold on. What's his he's one of like the main here's a picture of him. Ishiki?
Him, the singer dude, Ishiki.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love him. I also really like one of the, I don't know if he's like the commissioner or something, one of the police dudes.
The head up, the one without the glasses, the one that's like Yanagi's head up.
No, I like the other one. The other one who's always like snarky, I feel.
Snarky.
The one with like the blue hair.
Blue hair?
Yeah, he has like blue hair.
Are you sure you're not losing your sense of who has blue hair and Color X? No. Ooh, let me see.
Or it's supposed to be black. I don't know. Sometimes they do like a dark blue or purple hair for like black hair.
So you said it was a head up?
He's one of like the main like. Oh jeez, now I'm trying to click on something and it's clicking on everything but what I want to do. Ugh. I feel like whoever's listening to this is like, I know who you're talking about. And I'm just like,
And we're
I
just like,
don't.
who? Oh gosh, like, oh wait, isn't that not Kazuki's friend?
No, he's like one of the main boss dudes. Of course, they only
Mm.
are ever showing me like the main people. Shiji, Negishi.
Oh, Minagishi, the glasses guy.
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
okay.
you could have just said the glasses guy. I would have
Well,
guessed.
sorry. The glasses guy. I feel like he is diabolical in a good way. In a very
Totally.
mischievous way.
Morioka, I would love to have a side route with him as a romance option.
I feel like everyone. So one of my friends, he started playing. He's playing Code Realize, and he's never played an Otome game before, and he's like, I am thoroughly in love with this. And I told him what order to play the characters. And he's like, okay, I'll play it in that order. He's much of like, he loves the daddies. And I'm like dying because he is absolutely in love with Leonhardt. He wants to romance him hardcore. He also wants to romance. There was another guy. Oh, I can't remember who it was. I laughed so hard when he's like, "Ooh, daddy, I want to romance him," and I was like, "Oh my god, fucking Leonhardt." Oh man, I know a lot of people really like Nemo too.
Really?
There's a lot of people. Oh, he also was all over Alistair.
Oh my god, no!
I was like, I can't wait until you learn who the characters are. I can't wait. I want to know if you've changed opinions or you're still on the daddy train. I just need to know. Yeah. I mean, Leonhardt is kind of a sweetheart because he's so dedicated, but he's just a little too much for me.
Oh yeah, oh my god.
He's like, I will save the queen. I'm like, hey, I got you.
His mustache though too. It's so I love the mustache.
Over the top. He's so like mustachio. Like I don't know. It cracks me up. So question 20: Who is / are your favorite mascot characters? I don't think we really have any. At least in the ones that we have. I don't know. I don't understand this question too well. Because usually, like
Orion?
Who?
Orion.
Oh, Orion.
Amnesia. I guess you can consider him as a mascot. But like, I mean, I really he doesn't have a rat in the main story. So
Like, I'm trying to think of like a game you've maybe played that you would understand. Like, there's a game on the Switch called Astral Chain, and you're like part of like they're in the game like their version of like the police, but they have like a dog that is like their mascot and like teaches you about like certain things. That's how we see like, or like if you ever played Persona 5, like Morgana would be like their mascot. Like
yeah, and Teddy for Persona 4. So yeah, no, I don't think we do have one.
I can't think of anything.
Maybe in Japanese, but we don't play any right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's very possible, but I guess that when I typed up that question, I was like, oh, I don't think so. The original question was, are your favorite characters good or bad? And then I put mix. It depends on what you mean by good or bad. Are they like the bad guy, or are they bad because they're inappropriate?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm mixed.
Like Hirashi, he's kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's part of the main guys, but he's kind of bad. Saint-Germain is kind of
bad. Mm-hmm.
Kind of?
Hikage too? I mean, he had reasons for what he did.
Was bad, yeah.
Or you mean like a bad as in like bad? Wing Kwong. So, yeah, I'm gonna say mixed.
Me too. I'm gonna say mixed too. Cause like my favorite character, who's your favorite character in Diabolical Lovers?
I like travel between 3 characters. I really like Ayato. I really like Shuki.
Okay. I do like Ayato, but I really like Azusa.
You like it?
The one that has all the knives.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yep.
How you
That's,
talk so is too sultry. I was like, wait, so.
see, I like them spicy. I told you. The
Oh
spicy
god.
boys.
But I love Shoes to his voice. Oh my god, Shoe.
You're like,
I die every single time I hear him. Just like,
yeah.
just take me now.
Yeah. Yeah. We just need the games. Like, come on. Just bite the bullet. Make a sub company so in case you get shut down, you're not actually shutting down.
I think we just should do that. Like, there's just so many people who like their games and want them localized here. You know,
So
bring them here.
We would give you lots of money. Even if they were $100 a copy, we would probably pay for it.
Oh yeah, hands down. If it comes with like a special like, if it comes with like a special like
I can't
art box and stuff like that, you know, we would
pretty
definitely buy it.
We need pretty boxes. A pretty LE. Give us like a little like art book, a can badge, a keychain, a stuffy. Like I'm down for anything right now.
Yeah, make sure you put it in a good box though, not like paper box,
Like the
that
first
easily
limited
gets
edition.
squished.
Like the first LE of the second Co-Realize game.
My box is still ruined to this day.
Pretty sure everyone's box is ruined unless they went to a store. Because the second one, I pre-ordered it and picked it up from GameStop. I was like, I'm not having this again. And then it was a really nice, sturdy box.
Yeah, it came nice when it came from Amazon for me a second time, but we should probably move on again.
Yes, we're getting derailed again. Okay, so where are we at? Mascot characters, who's your favorite? Okay, so we're done with this slide.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the next slide. What made you fall for your favorite character or characters? I feel like that's hard to describe because I feel like I don't like my favorite characters. I like them for different reasons. Like I didn't think I was gonna like Empy as much as I did, and I really can't explain why I like Empy. I think it's because his feelings are so genuine for Cardia.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like his feelings are so pure, and he's just adorable. But like the reason why my favorite Diabolic Lovers character, it's like I don't know why. Like I can't explain it. I don't know why he's my favorite Diabolic Lovers. I really don't. I can't. I don't know. I can't even. It's hard.
Yeah, it is. For me, obviously, it's always first the looks because I'm very vain. From there, it goes to their personality.
Yeah.
And like just like how the story rolls around. So like, because sometimes I would like a character for how they look, and then I play it and I really don't like them because they're such a intolerable, dick. And I just really don't like them that much.
Yeah.
But that's very rare for me.
There's always like a moment in the game or in the story where it's like it just clicks. It's not like an overall like character type, but there's usually like a moment in the game or in the story where you're just like this is yep, this is the one.
Yeah, he's such a sweet guy or something like that. Yeah. So first looks, then character, personality development that happens to the story gets you to fall in love with your favorite characters.
I agree.
23.
What about, do you have a favorite dere type? No.
Tsundere.
I feel like no, because my mix of characters, it's just I don't always like the sadistic one. I don't always like the nice one. I don't always like the mysterious one. Like there's always I'm always off the wall, different, I'm not consistent with the characters that I like at all. So I can't answer that. I'm going to say no on that one.
I guess I'm literally the same way actually, cause like, I do like tsunderes, but sometimes I don't like them.
Yeah. And when they get a little bit too much, like there's one thing to be like a typical tsundere, and then there's like, They get
Yeah,
a
it's
little
like
bit
you're
too
really just
much.
being too mean.
Yeah, you're just overall being flat out mean. Not a fan.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna say no, and I have a stereotype as well.
Well, how about do you prefer human or supernatural beings?
Supernatural beings.
See, I want to say that, but I also can't because I haven't been offered a game to be able to say, like, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
there
true,
was a
sure,
con.
yeah.
I mean, they were kind of supernatural beings, but they were also kind of not like the traditional beings. Like, they had magical, I don't want to say magical powers, they had elemental powers, but they weren't like a demon. Like, they were still kind of, I mean, they're all humanoid. I don't know how to explain it. It's not like we got like Cafe Enchante is going to be the first one that we have these types of characters available to us that's non-mobile and is like of a high end or big box game where we have a physical edition and you know it's from a big known company that makes a heck of a lot of Otome games. So
Yeah.
I mean, we've had, like indie projects and maybe mobile games, but like full-fledged Otome, that's going to be the first one. I'd like to say supernatural beings because I usually do gravitate towards like the Fox Boys and stuff like that when they are available in an anime. But it's hard to say if I would also enjoy that side in an Otome game. I don't know yet, but we'll find
Yeah.
out soon.
I've played the mobile games, quite a few, like in Voltage and back to them. I played Enchanted into the Moonlight, which is like, they're Ayakashis, and then I played like 10 Days with the Devil, where obviously they're devils, and then Star-Crossed Myth, which is where they're like gods, mystic, mythical gods and stuff like that. So like, I enjoyed those very much when I was playing them. Yeah, they weren't like fully voiced and weren't like full on games, but I enjoyed them, so
Yeah.
I'll say still supernatural beings.
Yeah. I don't want to say like the other ones are less because of that, but I definitely do like the supernatural element to games. I don't really like too much of a like real life or like school life type. There's always going to have to be like something that makes it like worthwhile. Like I don't think I'd be able to do like if it was like a typical like school life type Otome game. I don't think I'd like that.
That's why I'm kind of surprised I like Color X Malice, because it is kind of very realistic, like.
But it's also super edgy too. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's way over the top. Like I don't think something like that would ever happen. But it is super over the top, and I think that's why so many people like it, is because of that type of element in it.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, moving right along. What is your favorite features about your favorite character? It's kind of a weird question.
Favorite features about my favorite character? The eyes?
Everything. I don't.
Their tongue?
Well, then. If we weren't demonetized, if I could get demonetized, we were not being monetized now. I don't. Yeah, that was kind of a strange question when I typed it up, and I was like, features. I mean, I like Impy's long red hair.
Yeah, I really don't know. That's
Yeah.
a weird
Random.
question.
I almost wanted to omit it, and I was like, yeah. Do you prefer characters to be older or younger? Older.
Older.
Yeah, older. Hands down. What game or games disappointed you the most?
Psychedelic of the Ashen Hawk. Yep.
Yeah. I don't want to be too spoiler, but how the game progresses or the type of story that you get for each individual character in the Second Code Realize game is not what I was expecting, and it made me a little sad.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like that other story in the second or in the first fan disc doesn't exist. So
Yeah.
like super sad about that. And like of course I played Impy's route first, and I was like, this is sad. Like it's not what I was expecting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be too spoilery, but
Well, I've been spoiled.
you're just flash them
Yeah,
all
for
over the
me,
place.
Ash and Hawk was the most disappointing, just because it was very drawn out.
Yeah, it took me so
Black
long to get.
Butterfly was so nicely paced. I love that you
Yes.
really like love all the characters and stuff like that, and like it just right off the bat, it just draws you into the game. I don't know what it was about Ash and Hawk, and I think a lot of the characters weren't so attention grabbing either, except for like a couple of them.
Yeah, and some of the endings were really weird, like kind of like ooh.
Yeah.
Like in one of the bad endings where they like kill a whole bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was kind of intense. I was like, ooh, I don't know, I don't know about that.
Yeah, and like also like people were saying that it was kind of the psychedelic name. I thought it would be more tied to Black Butterfly, and yeah, there was a moment that it was tied in, but at the same time, it was very not tied in, and it made me kind of disappointed because
I
I'm really
had,
looking forward to seeing the Black
yeah,
Butterfly characters again.
yeah, and I think also I think the reason why they're linked is because it's kind of like roughly the same idea of what happens, kind of,
Hmm.
but also kind of I don't know. Is yeah, it was definitely was not my favorite, and I feel like it probably was like a bundle deal, like you buy this you get this, or you can only have this game if you get this game, kind of a thing. And so the next slide, what future game or games are you looking forward to? All of them.
Yeah. Hmm. Especially the ones that are coming out this year.
Yeah, I mean definitely the fan disc for Collar and Malice, because we've only heard great things about it, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I've also heard really good things about Pio4A. I really haven't
Hmm.
heard much of Cafe Enchanté, so
A
I'm
lot
like
of people are
looking forward to
speculating
it.
there's going to be a fan disc for that one.
Yeah, so looking forward to all of them.
Me too. And there's a PO4A fan disc coming out, or just came out, or going to come out soon. I think. I can't remember. It's like PO4A
19 something.
1942 or something like that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Um, do you own any merch of your favorite character? Yep.
Of course.
Yep, I have some empty keychains. Of course, I got the special or limited edition box, so I have the acrylic stands. Um, I just put all of my can badges and keychains. I just packed those last night, so I'm like looking at usually where they would be hanging, and they're not there.
Oh, that's a sad day.
I know it's just a blank board. I'm like, oh, sad. Um, I mean, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
kind of like buying merch is definitely a way of showing your love for a character and also supporting the game more than just buying the game. 'Cause after you buy the game once, it's kind of like that's all you can. That's your supporting there. You really
right,
can't do anything else more for like the actual game other than just buying merch for your favorite characters. So
right, yeah. And it's just nice to be able to put on a bag or like make an eat a bag out of some of your favorite characters, like a
or hang it
collection.
up in your room and look at all your husbandos.
Yes. Hello, sir. I am home. How are you? And then this, I don't. What is your ideal Otome game? Beautiful boy, solid gameplay, great storyline, spicy. Get that cayenne pepper out. No, I don't want no black pepper. I want the cayenne.
I
Straight
want like a
spice.
mix of between like fluffy and like smexy moments. I want like some supernatural as well would be interesting as an
Yeah.
ideal Otome game.
No, I
But
don't.
also like not too over the top supernatural where I'm like, oh what?
Right, you're literally living in like in a fairyland or something. I
Yeah,
I
like
always I kind of describe it as like fantasy in modern world is
yeah, I
what
would
I
say
like.
that.
Hmm.
And just really, really hot guys all around where it makes it hard for you to choose your favorite guy.
All of them are dripping with looks, just dripping.
That's right. Ideal Otome games.
Done. And I think the next slide, I don't remember. The next one I made. Oh, yeah. This is what I wanted to discuss. I didn't tell her that I put this on here, but I put this here. Otome in 2021. What's going on? What are your thoughts on the lack of news?
Huh.
Well, that says it all.
My first thought there is Axis and Idea International. You guys suck. We need news.
They are very confusing for me on a lot of levels because like they always, I don't know. I feel like they ignore the smaller crowd of people and gamers and they favor the larger like crowd of gamers. Like anything that they ever retweet is like usually someone who has like thousands and thousands of followers. But they never retweet or really interact with people who do not, which I think is kind of a shame and kind of, I don't know. Oh, look, I spelled thoughts wrong. There's an extra letter there.
Tharts.
Tharts. I knew it was gonna happen. I should have spell checked everything, like put it in a web browser and like just make sure there was like no little red squigglies. Oh well.
For Otome in 2021, but I definitely.
What do you want? Okay, so what do you want in 2021? What do you think will happen? And what is the worst case scenario in your opinion?
So what do I want?
Other than no games. Like, you can't just say worst case scenario, there are no games. Like, worst case scenario, what would happen?
But I really do want the Heart no Kuya no Alice new game because, like, gosh, I've been really wanting that series for such a long time. That they're like rebooting it because I thought Quinn Rose went bankrupt. Like the fact that there's another Otome game for it coming out, I'm like, I really need that game. They need to bring that here in like localized. It looks so good, the trailer for it. I really want the Olympia Soiree game. It looks really good too.
So good. It looks so beautiful. Ugh.
I really do want I want a lot of reject games, and they really just need to come here. Like, I don't know, I don't know what we can tell them why they don't want to go international, but reject, you guys will get so many people buying your stuff if you just, I don't know, open up to international. So I would love some Diabolic Lovers games. Like, and then Dance with Devils, I need that game. But anyways.
I really hope what comes into fruition is that Jack and Jeannie or Jack and Jean game, because they tweeted like 6-7 months ago, or if not longer, that they said that they were actively looking for to do an international release, and I was like, please, because see, that's also a game that has a very different type of art style, and I'm like, I'm super intrigued, and I love like the music that they've used in all their clips, and I'm very curious because originally the game wasn't listed as an Otome game until just recently. Like they first started really actively advertising for the game, and there was kind of like a release date coming out, and they have a special edition Switch Lite version of it. Oh, it's super pretty. It's like that turquoise color, but it has like line art on the back.
Oh, I want that. It sounds so pretty.
So pretty. And because the original premises was you're a student going to an all boys performance group, and regardless of what character, like they're all played by boys, so the boys are playing the girls, blah blah blah. So I don't know if that means you're like the first girl in an all boys performance school type of thing, or like you are going to be a boy, or maybe the main character isn't listed as having a gender. You know what I mean? Like maybe you can be any gender that you want because of these reasons, like I'm very intrigued and I really want to play the game. They're new because it was supposed to come out already, but they pushed back the release date, and I think the new release date in Japan is like November. I think is their new release date. But I really want that game. I feel like eventually, but if anything, I don't think we'll have news. And if they are successful doing an international release, I don't think we would have news about an international release coming until next year sometime.
Probably.
So it's not going to be a thing of like, oh, released in Japan and then 6 months later it's in, international release with a English version or whatever like that, or an English option. I really, really, most of the games that you've already suggested, I mean, I really would be open to really any. I like to not look into games that we don't have available here because I feel like I'll just feel sad and disappointed.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't actively try to look into those games because I don't know what the likelihood of us having those games are going to be, and it sucks. It really does.
It really does.
So it's
I do want them to port more games. Like, you know how we're like saying we weren't sure if they were going to port any more other than the ones that they did.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of do want them to port the other ones, and just not for me because I already have the games on my Vita, but like just for people who, especially with how like popular in demand Switch Lights, Switches are now because of what's going on. People are trying to find something to do at home. It's definitely a good time to get more people to look into Otome and maybe get more people who actually like it because, people are all getting Switches. So it's not like it's going to be like a very obscure console like the PlayStation Vita was here in the States, or, other than Japan, it was like really bombing there. And then like everywhere else is not really a big console.
Yeah. I think in 1 year, Otome had 12 games coming out. So that was one game a month that they were releasing at 1 year. Like, they did have their Otome party. I didn't look into it or read anything, but from what I saw from some people's tweets, it was very, very lackluster, and it was like one game they pretty much talked about, and like that was it. So I don't know if they're running into delays potentially, because a lot of companies are running into delays because of what's going on. So I don't know if that's playing into a factor of it. I also don't know if that means like they touched on games that they are working on that they've already talked about and announced. And they announced like one new title that like no one knew about type thing. I didn't really divulge into it because, like I said, I don't like looking into that and then being disappointed because I can't play the game.
Yeah, I really need to learn Japanese.
I kind of want, I think it's called D3 or something like that. They did the Shadow. Oh, Jesus. I always forget the name.
Nightshade?
Yes, thank you. They did the Nightshade game, and I imported the game because it has an English option on it. They put the English version on the Japanese game, so I imported it. You can get it digitally on the Switch, but I like physical games, so I bought it physically. And I found it for a pretty good deal because most Japanese games cost more than the games here. So I think it was like $65 before shipping.
Probably.
Which usually that's like what you pay for like Final Fantasy or something like that. That usually is not what you pay for like an Otome here. Like usually standard edition Otome is like
at most 50. That's how much the new Switches are being about.
Yeah. So, but I haven't played it, but I've heard great things about it. I haven't played it yet. I have such a big backlog. Sometimes I get in this weird mood with games where like I don't want to finish anything because I'm like, well, what if I finish everything and I have nothing to do? But you have all this big backlog, so you're not going to ever run out of something to play. So it's just a weird, every once in a while I get into this where I'm like, I can't. What if I finish it and then I have nothing to do? And it's like, yeah, but you have so many to play. And there's always news coming out, so it's not like you won't have options.
Yeah.
So, but those are our thoughts and opinions and anger and frustration. Any last questions? Any last questions you want to ask either for people listening, you want to ask me? Maybe one of these other questions perked like a question that popped up in your head.
Let's see.
Who's one of your favorite Japanese voice actor for Otome games?
Saito Soma.
Well, that was fast.
Yeah, he's my favorite. I like his voice. He's also the actor from Dance with the Devil. Mm-hmm. And so I hear him. He's Mineo's voice actor too in Color X Malice, and he's just so funny as Mineo. I really like his voice. Yeah, hands down. I know yours already.
Oh, really? What's mine?
Shota Aoi or something like that, isn't it?
Shota Aoi.
Yeah.
I do like him as a voice actor and as a musician.
Oh, that's your favorite?
Otome game wise, it's I'm gonna say his name so wrong. Daisuke Saint Germain's voice. Actor.
Oh, him. He's also what's his name? Oh gosh, Shiki. Ninja Devils. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, I like his voice actor too. I like his voice too.
He's also Lucian's Japanese voice, or Simon.
Ugh. Don't get me started with those names.
It's just a random name. I don't like. I get Kiro's is okay. Kira, that I'm okay with that. Zen, I'm okay with. Still kind of weird, but I'm okay with. Simon.
Yeah, I just no, it does not.
Simon? That's like some sort of English dub 90s name that they give like Tuxedo Mask or something. Simon. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those types of names. Like they've dubbed it, it's from the 90s and everyone has really plain Jane, boring English names because that's the way things happened in the 90s.
Yeah, no, it should have stayed like Lucian made more sense to me, but Simon, I think they pronounce it Simon, but like
Simon.
No. I don't know. I just don't like it that much. And then Gavin's Haku, I just keep picturing Haku from Spirited Away.
Yeah. At least that one's more Japanese than Simon.
Yeah, true.
I don't understand Simon. Anything else that maybe popped in your head, or any last words or recommendations or thoughts?
I would just for anybody watching this podcast, if you guys made it this far, out of all the games that we have mentioned, have you guys played any of these games? What are your favorites? And if you make videos and you want to make your own video of like, I don't know, the Otome tag. I don't know what you want to. Otome tag, pretty much. Yeah, I guess.
Definitely, like, let us know, because I want to watch your video. I want to know your thoughts. Or if you don't, and you do Twitter, and you want to tweet your thoughts, put your, like, link your tweet. I want to know. Yes, I want to follow and hear your guys' thoughts. Or just put it in the comments, too. That's totally acceptable as well. I want to know. I want to know. Especially your thoughts for 2021. Burning question. Yeah. Are you guys just as angry as we are with the lack of news? I just don't understand why. Like, they normally would do it at Anime Expo. Anime Expo date has long since gone. I know they're super secretive, and they claim that they had to be secretive because they have to abide by their, like, partnered company or, you know, people who they're doing, like, the game people on the Japanese side are, like, picky about how they announce games or when they can announce games. But it just sucks they don't even, like, say, like, you know, news coming about 2021 happening in the future. Please stay tuned. We'll let you know. Like, just something. You don't have to say, yes, we're going to announce our Otome games. Just say, games for Axis for 2020 or 2021 will be coming in a future live stream, in a future post, a future blog, a future video on YouTube, like whatever you want to, whatever. We don't care. Just something saying that something will happen in the future for
Yeah, they
2021.
could just do that. Just say, hey, don't worry, Otome Armada. You will have some stuff, some
They
news
don't
later
even have
on
to
this
tag
year.
Otome Armada. They just can be like, games from Axis will be announced at a later date. Please stay tuned and keep an eye on our Twitter and our other social medias. Like,
They've been so silent, though.
Absolutely silent. Like, literally, they're gonna run out of games to release, and then what? Like, they have Unlimited, the 2 Otome games, and that Princess game. And all that comes out by, like, November. There's nothing in December. I feel like all their games are gonna come out by November.
Yeah, and then what else after that?
And within 4 months, all of their games that they are supposedly working on will have been released. I mean, if they want to do some sort of New Year's thing, I mean, that whatever. But, like, just something? It just seems
weird. Or announce
weird.
it on my birthday, Axis, December 17th, making...
Or September 2nd, Axis, I got you. Birthday party, let's go. Or, I don't know. It's frustrating. I voiced my opinions. I know I should be grateful that they're doing anything at all and they're continuing to do Otome games, but it's just frustrating because of like their track history they've had with how they've handled and treated the community, in my opinion. And I'm not really a fan of that. We hope for something. Give us a bone, man. Something, even if it's
just
super
chew
general.
on,
Well, and it's like by now they would have already announced it, so I don't understand what they're waiting for.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just being so quiet, and I think they probably think that being quiet is actually doing good for them, but really all it is just making us really angry.
It's making everyone angry, and it's making me angry, and yeah, and I mentioned something about how they used to label Otome as casual gamers, and it's that really upset a lot of people that they called it casual gaming. Like, it's more of a casual game than, say, like a big long like turn-based action RPG strategy type thing, but it's still. People who like those games can also like Otome games. It doesn't have to be strictly... I mean, I get where they're going, I guess, but at the same time, it just feels weird. And see, now it's like their whole Twitter, it's like every single day they tweet something about Collar and Malice. So it's like... But something's gotta give.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, and of course they're only retweeting people with a huge following. And then, like, it's not that I want them to pay attention to me, but I just feel like they deserve... Like, I remember when I watched their live stream last year from Anime Expo, and then there was this guy... they took questions and he asked about, because they also kind of localized several fighting games, and there was a fighting game that came out this year. I can't remember, it's called Blaze something or something, I think. And I kind of felt bad for him because he just asked a general question. Hey, are you looking into doing more fighting games? Or I know you've done like competitions at conventions before. You're going to do it again? And they pretty much were like, shot him down. And I was like,
oh.
Like, that's not... I felt so bad for him because I was like, I'm not into the fighting games, but that's a legitimate question. Like, you could just say, oh, we've looked into avenues, we've definitely something that we would love to do. We just are unsure what the future holds for that type of genre game, which is to me a completely acceptable answer. But I feel like they don't give acceptable answers.
Yeah, no.
And that's what frustrates me, especially that angered me when they had they streamed one of their panels that was at a convention before Anime Expo last year, and they like dogged on Otome, and it was like all about Otome, and then someone's like, "Oh, I hate Lupin because he was so possessive and blah blah blah," and
Oh yeah,
I
from the
died
one
within the first
working
like
there.
2 minutes of the game, and I didn't understand. And I was like,
Yeah, she
"Okay."
said she selected like the "Don't take his hand" at the very beginning of the game.
I was like, "Someone doesn't understand what Otome is." And then
Yeah,
they
no,
like
not at
dogged
all.
on Impy, which yes, I understand Impy is not everyone's cup of tea, but like the way they like dogged on his character, I was like, you can just say his type of character is definitely not my favorite, which is fine, and
Hmm.
he's definitely not. Much like Saint Germain is definitely not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
But you don't have to dog on a character just because you find them annoying. And I don't know, it's just it sucks that they're doing so many otomes because it feels like I don't feel a genuine interest from people at that company towards otome games, and that's just what I get. I mean, that's just my opinion. I people could think that I'm completely wrong, and that's perfectly fine. But that's just what I've seen and observed. And I love the Otome Armada community because I've met so many people from the Otome Armada community, and everyone is just so nice, and everyone is just so like passionate about these games and wanting to share their love for these games with other people, that it's just a shame that they don't feel I don't feel that same love from the company.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Hmm.
It's also just really sad that they're kind of the only company though that's actually really been releasing stuff here like constantly.
Hmm.
That's another sad part about it is like, so I kind of like, we get frustrated with them, but then it's just like at the end of the day, it's like nobody else is really picking up these games. I kind of feel like Idea Factory just took a Koki because it was a pretty big um market, but they're not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
And like at least Axis has, they've at least released stuff, so I feel, I don't know. It's really
Well,
kind of a complicated feeling.
they have to announce something because a localizing company can't have anything in the works for the next year. It's not like a big company like Square or Bethesda where they have millions of money from their other royalties of these big, huge AAA games that they've done in the past. Um, they don't. There's nothing like they localize games. They don't make and produce games, which I think that one weird like roly poly game they like helped produce with the company that did make it. I think that was a game that they kind of helped, like not just localize, but also like kind of like investors. I don't know how to explain it, but like help the studio produce that game and then distribute that game for that company. Um,
Hmm.
but I don't. It just seems weird for me that a localizing company hasn't said like anything. Like Manga Gamer, oh my god, they give like monthly updates about everything. They say,
Yeah.
oh, this game is this much translated and this much edited, or this game, they give updates all the time. And even though most of their games are not my cup of tea, it's just nice to see that communication with their fans and for people who potentially want to buy their games because you know where the game is at. Because sometimes they don't give release dates because editing and translating, depending on what's going on, I mean, could delay a game. So they have a little bit more control to be able to like not give release dates, but like, oh, coming next year sometime or coming in, 20 whatever. But it's just nice to see that constant update from them, even though I don't. There's like maybe two games There's one Otome like our 18 Otome game they're working on. I don't know if I'll play it. I tried to play Little Miss Lonesome and I could not stand the voice actor for the girl at all. She
Yeah, I
sounded like
haven't
an
really made it that
old
far.
lady.
Yeah.
Like when she screams, she's like, ah, ah, ah. not like that's not even me over exaggerating. That's literally what she sounded like.
Yeah, it is.
That was so.
Very sad.
I muted her because you can mute voices. I muted her voice. Terrible. And I don't know who directed her to be able to do that. She did not sound cute.
Nope, not at all. It was very, like, not
attractive. I mean, at least there's only 2 boys, so there's only, like, 2, like, routes to go, and then, like, their individual, like, different endings, but, like, I didn't get far in that game. I really want to pick it back up and try again, but I should look up to see how long it actually takes to take each route, because, I mean, I spent the money. I at least should try to play it. I wonder if we're ever going to get another episode of that Taisho X Alice game, though. So, thank you for our rants. Hopefully it wasn't too ranty. Maybe we should have done the last bit, like, on its own thing, but that is that. Definitely let us know your thoughts and feelings. Leave comments, tweets. Definitely let us know. You can find us on the internet, especially on Twitter. On Twitter, you can find me. My @ is cookingkoala2_0. And Wintie, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and on YouTube. You can be X on both.
And until next time, thanks.
Talk to you guys later.